Dude, what are you doing? You're supposed to bring an airplane.
It is the airplane.
What? What's up, everybody? You're watching Model Aviator. My name's Adam, and this week we have another episode in our Model Aviators and their model series. This has been such a rewarding series to do. We're going to keep it going because it features what's most important about what we all do, and that is this awesome RC aviation community that we all share, the awesome people in it, and some of the very intriguing and unique airplanes that they build and fly. And this week is no exception. We're featuring my buddy Dustin Genton, and if you follow the channel, then you know who I'm talking about. Dustin's been featured in a couple of our RC aviation challenges. He's also been featured in an episode where he came up with a very easy to set up, reusable, easy to reset RC arresting system. So we did some carrier landings with his E-flite F4 Phantom. That is something to see. We're going to link that in the description as well as at the end of the video. If you haven't seen that episode, you need to. It is very, very cool. He's a aeronautical engineer by trade, and he comes up with some pretty doggone cool stuff. One thing a lot of people don't know about Dustin is that he owns a lot of different airplanes, some very old and very rare, and this is one of those airplanes. It is a Sky Cutter, a flying lawnmower. Now, in the 80s and 90s, when I came up, these things were popular. I'm sure if you're fairly new to the hobby, you've really never seen one of these. I haven't seen one since the mid-90s, but it was a pretty common thing back in the day. I even saw a news channel do a story on somebody that was flying one of these things, so it always attracts a crowd. It did on this day. We flew it on a Saturday at the flying field, and everybody there stopped what they were doing and gathered around to watch this thing fly. You're going to see an interview with Dustin all about the Sky Cutter, so he'll give you the details, and then Dustin's going to fly it. He hands me the transmitter, and I get to fly it. I was honored to be able to do that. I'd never flown one, and now that I have, I don't know that I really want to do it again anytime soon. Very unstable airplane. Doesn't go in the same direction for long before you had better be making corrections. You have to fly it all the time, but it was interesting and fun nonetheless. So anyway, check this out. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We always appreciate you watching, and if you happen to need anything from Horizon Hobby, go through our affiliate link in the description. We get a little bit of a commission on anything you buy, and it doesn't cost you more to go through our link. You can navigate normally. We appreciate any time you help support our efforts. We spend a lot of money, a lot of time to do this, and we appreciate the help. Take care. That's right. You know I was going to be introducing this one right here because it's got a lawnmower in it. I know everything there is to know about lawnmowers except that they fly. Anyway, this one here's got that boy Dustin in it. He's a pretty smart fella. Adam ain't too smart. He's in it too, but oh well. Anyway, in the words of another famous redneck, hey y'all, watch this. Alright everybody, we're here with my buddy Dustin. If you've watched the channel before, Dustin Genton's a good buddy of mine and a great pilot. You've seen him before. So Dustin, what do you got for us? What is this?
This is the Sky Cutter from flyingthings.com. Got this when I was in high school and pretty much haven't flown it since, so we'll see if it still works today.
That'll be interesting. So how old is it?
I think I got it in about 2004, and I'm guessing the last time I flew it was probably 2006. So about 17 years ago was the last flight, and I think I got it running, everything works. We'll see if it still actually gets in the air today.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell us how the build went.
It was pretty good. It came as basically a kit with a bunch of foam pieces and some balsa, and you just had to kind of put the vinyl on yourself and glue everything together. It really wasn't bad. It's a pretty simple airplane. It was a good build.
Yeah? How long did it take you?
I don't remember. I'm going to guess maybe a couple of weeks off and on after school and whatnot.
Right. Okay. What components did you use, like, you know, engine, servos, receivers, stuff like that?
It's got Futaba regular standard servos and the OS61FX on it, and I think that's about it. It's
okay. So pretty simple.
Yeah, so there's not a lot to it.
Right. So what inspired you to build a lawnmower?
I think I saw a video on the internet that I thought was pretty cool. Somebody having a flying lawnmower. I know there was a lot of these things going around back in that time, and thought it was cool, and we got one, and it was fun to fly. So definitely an interesting novelty airplane.
That it is. You know, they were around in the 80s when I started. You'd see stuff like this in the magazines, and I want to say I saw something like this at a fly-in one time when I was a kid, but yeah, it used to be an interesting thing to do back in the day. So how did the maiden flight go?
If I remember right, I think it was on the maiden. I learned that you don't need to bring this in on idle power. Most of the airplanes at the time I flew had a big wing, like a trainer or like an ultra stick, and you could glide them in real easily. This one you can't, and I did that, and it just dropped like a rock from about 50 feet. And I pulled it out right about the time it hit the ground and got it flat, and gunned it and pulled back, and broke the gear off, broke the handle off, got it all fixed, and I think I've flown it since then, and I think I learned how to land it. But again, that was 17 years ago, so we'll figure out if I can still remember today.
This could be a very interesting video. So.
It flew okay, though, once I learned how to land it, if I remember right. It's fairly maneuverable and flies decently in the air.
So you can do aerobatics and stuff?
Yeah, it'll do aerobatics.
Wow.
I think.
So, do you think? So it's basically elevons?
Yep, it's just two big elevons and a rudder for the nose wheel, and that's it. Obviously throttle, but...
Wow. All right, well, this should be interesting. So is there anything you'd like to add before we attempt to fly this thing?
I don't know if there is on this one. It's just a kind of a neat little novelty airplane, and hopefully it still works.
All right, well, I'm sure most of you haven't seen one of these yet, but you're about to. Let's get it done. Ready?
All right, sounds good.
All right.